Sise-Southernwood. Ndijonge lo mbono umhle kangaka. Iofisi yamagqwetha lena engathi kubhalwe Chininga Attorneys, something like that. Uyayibona iflag yase-South Africa, uphinde ubone yaseZimbabwe. Now ngumbono omhle lona kakhulu. Into encomekayo uba people can find comfort to even raise their flag in another country. Something you'll never experience in other countries. So it got me thinking, South Africa, throughout Africa, is seen as the last place where people can be free, can be able to express themselves, can affiliate with any organization or join any religious formation without being bothered by anyone. Our brothers throughout the continent and even Asia and many other countries, whenever there's a war breaking out anywhere, the first place they think about is South Africa, because that is where they can be, welcomed, and they can start their businesses, they can get married and obtain citizenship, all of those things. It's very easy to do those things, and it's not a bad thing, because that represents some hope for many people around the continent. But with that being said, uh, as an Uber driver, I interact with a lot of people, from the outside, people from various parts of the world. And, the sense you get from people, more especially from in fact, throughout Africa, there seems to be a lot of uh, entitlement from their side. And when you talk to South Africans, there seems to be a lot of resentment. And that stems from many issues, socio-economic, political issues, sometimes religious issues. There are a lot of things that the country is going through. But, to hear comments coming from, there was one instance, a guy from Nigeria, so we were talking about the state of South Africa, and the guy told me that, South Africans are stupid, they are lazy, women do not want to work, all of those stereotypical things you hear about South Africans. And when you talk to guys from Zim, there's a lot of entitlement. They feel like they have to be here, and they can do as they please, all of those things. Uh, you engage, people from Pakistan, you get a sense that they think they are superior to you. The Ethiopians, Ethiopians, we grew up seeing Ethiopians in Drum Magazine, kids with Kwashioka and all those things. So, we've managed to welcome all of these people, but what you get in return is a lot of, ungratefulness in the process. You get a lot of people who feel like they can do as they please. You've got areas around, SA, that you know they are controlled by a certain group of people. You've got crimes which are committed by a certain group of people. You can't be part of that circle because you are so and so. So it pains me to see that the people who have we have opened up our country for or to are the ones who are helping us to destroy it. That pains me. And another thing is that our brothers and sisters have babies here in South Africa. They are raising their families. They've got businesses here. But at the same time, it seems like there's this deep desire to make sure that South Africa does not function. Now, I see that as being very counterproductive and very unhelpful at this point because you can't be having people who do as they please, people who have organizations uh, that you'd see much up and down, with their different grievances, eh, but you'll never see them condemning the actions of their brothers. You'll never see that. So I think it's high time, if this has to work, people who come from the outside, though Africa is borderless, but if we have a system of having different countries in the continent, therefore, people should always try to maintain the same respect or the same perspective or the same whatever they hold in their countries and replicate it here in South Africa. Because I can tell you, uh, South Africans are not stupid. South Africans are not cowards. Uh, there will come a point where our people will be just sick and tired of everyone. And I pray that that day does not come. Because if things continue in this fashion, where you feel like, you know, in your own country, you are not respected by a guest can come and tell you anything. They can do as they please. A guest can just, come and flaunt money, tell you you are stupid. That's not how things work. I can tell you, my brother was in Tanzania, during the early 90s. They were trained there by APLA, and the memories of exile are not very, they are not very, it was never a nice experience to be outside because they could feel that they do not belong there. They could not even start families there. They couldn't do anything. They were confined in these areas. So, for people to say, no, we gave you refuge when you were desperate, when you were running away from apartheid, yes, that is a fact. But our people went there to train and fight, and they did exactly that. Some went on and studied, which was a good thing. Uh, but we can't have this unpayable debt or this never ending debt that we need to pay, because you must remember that South Africa is the only country in this world which is hosting different people from different regions. I mean, you'd be in the deepest rural place. You'll find a Pakistani there. You'll find a guy from Burundi. You'll find someone from Congo. You'll find someone from, Algeria selling blankets. You'll find someone from Egypt in your deepest rural areas. And that's a sign of tolerance. That is a sign of, you know, equal access. But I can tell you today, If you can go to Pakistan and try to establish a church there, they'll ban it the first day you lay your first brick. You can't go to Bangladesh or go to India as a black man and ask your hand in marriage with one of their daughters. They will pour acid on her because the level of tolerance is just not there. It's low. So I think as much as we are people who are understanding and open to new experiences, and we have learned throughout the years to live side by side with people from the outside, people should also respect this country because we are not a country of fools. We are not stupid. We did not open this country for you to destroy it, but we opened this country so that you can have opportunities too. Though we do not have the equal access to your countries, you may argue that our politicians have businesses there, but our politicians are not representing us. They are representing their own interest, not the people's interest. So that must be very clear. Zimbabweans will tell you that no, so and so has business in Zimbabwe, there's ShopRite, Nigeria, there's ShopRite and MTN. So what? I'm not in Nigeria, and I don't think I'll be safe in Nigeria if I go there because I'm a South African. Those people despise me, but they're making money in my own country. They're trafficking girls, they are building churches left, right, and center. I'm quiet about that. They're selling drugs, they're involved in fraud. But on the contrary, when you go to the United States and look at Nigerians there, you'll find surgeons, you'll find computer scientists, you'll find all of these things because they know once slip up in the US, they'll be deported at the same time. So the behavior changes when they are there. But soon as they are here in South Africa, it's a free for all. So we need to change these things. And one thing about Nigerians is that they should not blame anyone for how they are perceived because that is the image they've coined for themselves. It's not the people who gave them the title of being drug peddlers or what, it's them. The Zimbabweans are destroying the infrastructure of this country. It's them who are doing that. You look at the rail system, you look at ESCOM, the lines, you go to you go to Gauteng, you look at what the Lesotho nationals are doing there. It's them. It's not a it's we're not hallucinating. There's evidence that people from Lesotho, there are gangs which are organized. Uh, you go to the Chinese, the chemicals they bring in for the manufacturing of crystal meth. You look at the fake goods which end up in our shores. There are just a plethora of things which are going bad, and it's because of these people. And on top of that, we are let down by our officials because none of these things would happen if you do not have, if you have a tough police force, a judiciary system which works for the people. But the thing is, the security of this country is compromised from the chief justice to your constable. So if the ANC does not get things right, I think war is imminent in this country. But even that war will be very complex in such a way that you've got a new dynamic of a huge population of people from the outside, and these people have babies here. And if you can take, for instance, the Somalians, They've been here for more than 25 years. So their kids are eligible to vote, and some of them are now naturalized. So you've got Nigerians which have been here for years. You've got the people from Ghana who have been here for decades. They came in the 70s as teachers, most of them. So it's very complex. Even if we could go to war, there would be different groups which are representing different interests in this land of ours. So in reality, someone needs to get things right in this country, or else we'll fall into something I can't even imagine. But people should just, try to, keep this country together and make sure that everyone thrives, from the South Africans to the foreign nationals. Like, South Africa is a home for all, and that has always been the case. And we can't just allow people to help us destroy it. So something has to give.